Hey, how have you been, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and a new special look for Avengers Endgame has been released to announce the tickets officially going on sale. And I think it was 1 a.m. in the States and in the US, and I think I don't know if this counts for all of Europe, but in the UK it was said to be 1 p.m., which it now is. But this is said to be just like a minute long special look at the film with supposedly with new footage, just to tell people, the tickets are out now, so you can go ahead and just bombard the servers with your money and excitement for the movie. So I don't know what else they could show us, because the last trailer did because the promotional footage for this movie isn't supposed to reveal anything beyond the first 20 minutes of the movie itself, and the final cut of this movie has been confirmed to be 3 hours long with like an intermission in between. So, I have no idea what else to actually expect from this movie in terms of like teasers and whatnot, because it's now April. It is the month of Endgame. 26th is when it comes out. Well, 25th for me, but I can't see it until the 26th. It depends on if I go for the midnight release, but I don't know. I need to get right to actually booking my ticket first. But yeah, this is going to be completely new footage. So let's see what Marvel shows us along with announcements for new tickets.
If we do this, we'd be going in short-handed.
Yeah, you mean because he killed all our friends?
We owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
Gets a shave. I'm assuming that's when that happens.
It's not about how much we lost. It's about how much we have left.
Pepper's still alive. Oh, that's when Tony comes back then.
We're the Avengers. We gotta finish this. You trust me? I do.
My boys are back together! Everyone's on the Benatar.
Not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Oh, piss off, you space grape. Shit! Oh, they are assembling. They are actually assembling.
Tickets on sale now.
You bet your fucking ass they are. Did you see that? Oh god, yeah, so much new shit. So much new shit. Okay, so Pepper still alive. Pepper's still alive. And Tony, we now know Tony comes back to Earth to meet the Avengers. We saw Pepper Pepper was the only one we saw greeting him. We don't know if she's the first to greet him, but he does get back to Earth. And we saw that in the last one, but people said, oh, that could be, digitally altered just for the trailers. But now we know Tony does get back to Earth. He meets the Avengers, gets back with Steve, and that one line of dialogue between them, you just know that means they are putting everything aside to be together just for this one movie, because they know they need to be together. Like, do you trust me on this one? I do, Tony. I do. That one exchange just shows that, I mean, everyone knew the Accords were going to... The Accords never really mattered anyway. The Accords were piss poor to begin with, and it's part of the reason why the Avengers lost in Infinity War. So, for this one, fuck the Accords. It's about the Avengers coming together. That's what's needed right now. We have all of them on the Benatar, Carol being the pilot, and one more just, scene between Thor and Carol. And I'm putting this out here right now. Thor and Carol are not going to get together. That is not what that scene means. That is not in any way what that scene means. People who have seen Captain Marvel will know Carol already has a wife and a daughter. I don't care if she calls her Auntie Carol, she already has a wife and a daughter. She already has a family. So, Thor is not looking to get in her pants or whatever just because she didn't flinch at Stormbreaker. He was testing her, okay? He's not getting ready to smash her with Storm. I actually wrote a comment on one of the releases for that trailer, like, oh yeah, Thor was getting ready to smash her with. That's not what's happening. That is not what's happening. If you had a working set of eyes, you'd see that he was testing her. That's why he said, I like this one, because she's not easily scared by much. But yeah, so we saw that. We saw a picture. I think this is more of a blink and you'll miss it. But we saw a picture of Tony and Peter at some kind of awards. Like he was holding a certificate. So getting ready to bring them all back. Steve in the bathroom with the tank top, and he was shaved. So we know, I think we did see. In the Captain Marvel post credit, we did see Steve with his beard still, so he will still have it presumably for a short amount of time before he decides to shave it off again. But damn, I need to see that again. That was too good. That is this. You know what? I actually want this to be the only thing we get from now on. Like no more, no TV spots, no clips, just nothing else. This I would be perfectly happy if this is the last thing we get before Endgame, because it's literally only 2 weeks away, 2 to 3 weeks away. So this is fine, but let's see that again. Let's see that again.
If we do this, we'd be going in short-handed.
Yeah, you mean because he killed all our friends?
We owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
It's not about how much we lost.
There's going to be so much amazing teamwork in this movie. New suit.
We're the Avengers. We gotta finish this.
What that? You just...
I do.
Oh god. He's got the scales on his suit as well.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Son of a bitch. Oh, it's the three as well. It's the Marvel Trinity. I didn't even notice that until now. It's actually the Marvel Trinity going up. It's like Iron Man, Thor, and Cap as well. Just like Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman are the Trinity for DC. We have the Marvel Trinity, Cap, Iron Man, and Thor going up to him. So I think it's going to be all of them. It's presumably going to be all of them going up against him for the final one, but also the Dusted Heroes coming back as well, because me personally, I don't think the Dusted Heroes are going to come back just as a scene of them coming back. I think the way they come back will be they come back to help finish off Thanos as well. I think bringing them back without having them fighting at least a little bit, I think it's like that would just kind of be. It would seem as if they're being brought back just for the sake of being brought back, and I think even they would want to be brought back, in a way to actually help fight off Thanos as well. So, that would be, like, if that was their entrance, then that would be pretty cool to see. But we saw, what did we see? So let's go for a shot-by-shot thing. Don't know how many screenshots I can actually use for this one, but I will see. So we have Cap just having shaved, and styled his hair up a little bit. Rocket and Nebula as well. They are the two remaining Guardians, and I think this movie as well will be the perfect kind of redemption point for Nebula. And I think Gamora's not coming back, or at least I hope she doesn't, because I want Nebula's redemption to be her defeating Thanos and as a way of like avenging Gamora, but also her not replacing Gamora but just carrying on in her place. And I think she wouldn't like it's about time we actually saw more of her being a prominent member as well, because she's a villain because Thanos made her out to be a villain, and Thanos tortured her and kind of spawned out this hatred for Gamora that she had, and in the end she realized it was never even Gamora's fault. It's logically speaking, it is Thanos' fault. So I don't know if she's going to be the one to deliver the killing blow to Thanos, but in the end, I do hope it's a team effort and not just one person just doing all the work. And I know that's exactly why Captain Marvel is a key to defeating Thanos, but she's not going to be the one doing all the work. It is going to be an Avengers kind of team effort. So, I do hope, though, that she still gets a few good nut shots and, like chin shots at Thanos as well. So, she's going to be awesome, and her and Rocket are going to be an amazing duo as well, like them just avenging their family as well. That's going to be fun to see. So that's that. And we already know she helps bring Tony back on the Benatar as well, but whether or not they run into Captain Marvel, I do not know. Pepper meeting Tony as well. I think we haven't seen Pep since Infinity War. Yeah, I think we saw her for a bit when they were going for a jog in New York, and then the last we heard of her was her comms cutting out when Tony got on the ship. So since then, she probably thinks that he died. So this is a very welcome surprise, them two coming back together. Avengers based, new suit for Tony as well. And I saw there have been some Lego, like obviously with these movies you get the Lego sets that are revealed, and some of those Lego sets contain spoilers. And I think there was a Hot Toys figure that was released based off of this suit, and a lot of people said, oh, so for his final outing as Iron Man, he's going for a more classic look. So he's got gold on the arms and the thighs and stuff, and then the rest of it is red. So it looks pretty accurate to what his original, like very original comic counterpart actually looked like. Hawkeye with some badass tattoos. I think that definitely has to be post-snap. I don't really think pre-snap Clint Barton was one for tattoos. I don't think he even had tattoos. I think in Age of Ultron he was wearing like a vest or something, and we didn't see those. So I think those are pretty much Ronin-style tattoos as well. There's that. Stormbreaker coming back in. Carol and Thor are going to be a badass duo in this as well. Very much looking forward to her return. All of them just back together. Just can't take this. Steve and Tony, just their reunion is just one to look forward to. And Rocket, he has a more comic accurate look as well. Like he's got this kind of this different-ish spacesuit on with a shawl and everything. Scott's here as well. So pretty much everyone is here. And then this, so he has. This is still his Infinity War. I mean, it could be just for the trailer, but this still looks like his Infinity War suit, because it's got scales. But even then, like where the suit's torn around the emblem, you could, like in Infinity War, where the suit was torn around the emblem, you could still see there were little scales underneath. So I think on the shoulder pads, they've probably been removed to show the scales or something, but that's still there. The star is still gone, so it's still his Infinity War suit. We've got this is presumably them still from the present day, but we do know that the Quantum Realm suits do happen in this movie. We do get them, all of them do. I think except probably I think even Thor gets one. I think, but we didn't see Thor or Carol. I think Carol understandably sticks with her good old Captain Marvel suit as opposed to opting for the Quantum one. But you know, with that one, she can still travel in space anyway. So yeah, so there's this. The Benatar, everyone is on the Benatar. So Thor, War Machine, Widow, Cap with his stealth suit from Winter Soldier as well. That is one badass suit. Carol with her new suit, and Rocket, them two being the pilots. So this, what is this? So it was holding. So it is a certificate, presumably some kind of completion certificate, but it is for his Stark internship that he underwent as part of his cover for Spider-Man Homecoming. So probably like a completion certificate for that he took with Tony. Tony's just thinking about bringing his son back, his adopted son. And then I think that's Thanos' ship from the end of Ragnarok and the beginning of Infinity War, the one that he popped up at. And then slaughtered half the Asgardians. So there's there's Rocket, Cap with his classic Avengers suit this time, but still with the scaled armor, looking just a bit kind of beaten down, just a little bit. Got his shield back as well, and I think this one, I mean, it could just be out of frame, but I think this one doesn't really show the scratches that T'Challa put on it. So I don't know, but that one's there. Space fucking screw off space grape just teleporting in like the bastard he is. Tony's armor. So this is obviously just the point of some big bad battle. Don't know where they have to take place. Some people say, I think one of the Lego sets released showed an attack on the like an ambush style attack on the Avengers compound, orchestrated by Thanos and one of his Outriders. So. And apparently in the trailer itself, it showed that, you know, an attack does take place on the Avengers compound, and this is kind of like the aftermath of that. So like an explosion is set off to try and take them out, but it doesn't really work. So now the Avengers are fighting on on like the remains of this. And this shot right here, so you got Tony on the left, you got Steve front and center, and then you got Thor on the right. The Marvel fucking Trinity. And then you got Thanos in the forefront, just sitting down and probably getting ready for a battle. But he's got all of his armor back for this movie, and I think that's actually a nice parallel. And I think the Russos explained it nicely for Infinity War as well. But this is actually a nice parallel for Infinity War and Endgame. Like in Infinity War, he's on a quest to collect the stones, and the stones make him pretty much the most powerful creature in the universe, so his armor is a little bit kind of redundant, if anything. But now we know with the snap, like, I think what the snap did, besides from just fucking slow cook his arm into a fucking sausage, what it did was it destroyed the gauntlet, so a snap can't happen again. So he can't snap again to delete another half, and he can't snap again to bring them back either. But I think he can still use the stones individually, because he did still use the stone to open up the space stone to open up a portal and slide back out of a Stormbreaker. So I think he can still use the stones individually, but to use them all in perfect union again will just take even more power, and that will probably be hard. Which is why he has his armor back, and he has his kind of double-sided, like double-edged kind of blade that's probably going to be used to behead someone. I think that's that on the left next to him there. But that's that, and tickets obviously on sale now. I can't take this. I cannot take this. But again, perfectly happy with this being the only footage we get up until the movie is released, because we don't need anything more. I mean, maybe some stills. I mean, because chances are they're going to release stills for the movie, so that's perfectly fine. I do not mind those at all, but no more footage is needed. I am perfectly happy with everything we have up until the movie's released. I need to work on actually getting myself together to actually book a ticket. First viewing is going to be in IMAX, and then second viewing is probably just going to be in standard. But you know, I wanted to go Infinity War in IMAX, but that just never happened. So for this one, it is definitely going to be in IMAX. But damn, okay, I see what you're doing here, Marvel. I see what you're doing here, and it's working, because I think this is exactly why the promotion for this movie is so good, because Marvel already knows they have us in their pockets, because given how big this movie is going to be, even if we had no trailers for this movie whatsoever, or at least, you know, even just with the first trailer alone, we definitely would have been going ahead to see the movie. But now it's like everything's confirmed. Like, the only talk of this month is going to be Endgame. That's going to be it. So it's all just, you know, more than perfect. It's already more than perfect. So very much looking forward to this. And then after this is Spider-Man Far From Home, the second trailer for which is scheduled to be released after Endgame comes out, because the second trailer itself will contain spoilers for Endgame. So that will probably be talking about whatever happens after Endgame, in terms of all the people being brought back and whatever happens to the original 6. So yeah, super excited for this movie. I cannot even, words cannot begin to explain it. I've seen Captain Marvel 3 times now. So one of my friends still hasn't seen it, so he is currently abroad, and when he comes back he says he's going to see it, so that'll probably be my 4th viewing. But you know what, I could probably go for 10 viewings of that movie. I genuinely love Captain Marvel. I loved it to bits, so I could watch it as many times as I want. So it goes without saying that I'm excited to see Carol back in this movie as well, and actually joining the Avengers. But yeah, so that was the special look for Avengers Endgame. Make sure you guys go book your tickets as well. But yeah, that was it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of this teaser, and what else you think is going to happen in this movie, and who you think is scheduled to show up, or who's going to do what, or whatever. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So I will see you guys next time.